continue our roundup of the weekend's action at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Luton Town 0. Danny Mills, should we be saying it's a sign of a good team that they keep finding ways to win, or do we need to see something more convincing at some point from Manchester United?
I think Manchester United fans would like to see something a lot more convincing, if the truth be told. But it's another win. You know, they keep building on that. Still quite haven't found their mojo, you know, this season. But I've said it's happened for a long, long time. You cannot find a Manchester United team that has gone back-to-back seasons and improved significantly. I can't think of a Manchester United player that's gone back-to-back seasons, has got significantly better each season.
Scott McTominay?
Slight improvement, but not back-to-back seasons. Maybe definitely better this season, you know, in terms of goal scoring. But you know, they'll do it for one season, and that's been happening for 8 or 9 years. That's been the problem at Manchester United. They're not building on their successes. You know, when Mourinho finished second, they didn't build on that success. Last year was a good year for them. Yeah. They've not built on that success in terms of the club, the manager, the players. So it's always one step forward, 2 steps back. And they've got to somehow overcome that at the moment. And that's the way that they're playing, really, at the moment.
Sue, we've had a bit of a laugh about stats this morning, and you guess they can use them one way or the other, but it was his 50th Premier League game in charge, Erik ten Hag. He's won 30 of them. Only 5 managers have achieved more than that. The point would perhaps be that some of the managers we're looking at having success in the Premier League at the moment, like Jurgen Klopp or Mikel Arteta, it took time. Does he not deserve that time?
Well, it does take time, and the jury's certainly still out. I think last season, yes, they had a good season in terms of finishing in the top 4 and you know, getting silverware, but we thought that they were going to progress, and I think the fact that we haven't really seen that progression, but then there is other factors that you can put into that, the injuries that they've had, the things that have happened off the field that he's had to deal with that's been pretty difficult. So I think that the thing that we all keep going back to is that style of play. Can we see a style of play from Manchester United? Can you see the philosophy of Ten Hag onto these players? And at the moment, we're still not seeing that. I watched them against Fulham last week, and it was a moment of quality from Bruno Fernandes that got them the win. And again, you look back to the Luton game, you thought, oh, is this going to be 0-0? Are they going to struggle through? But they are a team that are building, and you think, well, when all of those players come back fit, when you get those players back in form, the likes of Rashford, Højlund, a young man that's come into the league that's still learning, once he gets his goals in the Premier League, then you think, OK, can we start judging him now?
To look at it completely from the outside and as an absolute neutral, I'd have to
Former
say...
Manchester City defender, an absolute neutral, yeah.
And Leeds, yeah. But you have to look realistically and say, well, the way that they're playing, if they were going to play like Burnley play and get beat every week, would that be acceptable? No, is the answer. Does Ten Hag want to play like Burnley? Of course he does, without a shadow of a doubt. He wants to play out from the back. But he's also aware of the football club, that results matter just as much, if not anything else. So he's trying to find that balance at the moment between the two. It's not like you can just say, we're going to play football. Because if the results aren't great at Manchester United, not acceptable, you're getting sacked. You can get away with that at Burnley when you're doing a project. So he's clearly trying to find the right players to fit the right system. Injuries, disruptions haven't helped. Players losing form, all of those sort of things. He's a good coach. He's proven that. He's got Steve McLaren in, who I've worked with, who, again, is a very, very good coach. So the tools are there. He just has to find the right formula and a bit of consistency within that.
Just a word on Luton, Sue. Since the second week of the season, they've only been beaten by more than 1 goal once. They're getting a lot of plaudits for being competitive, but Rob Edwards was quite right to say on Saturday, and maybe Old Trafford is not the best judge of it, it's all very well being in games, but eventually you've got to start picking up some points as well if they want to stay in the division. And they're not here to just make up the numbers. They keep saying that.
Yeah, and you know, huge credit to Rob Edwards. Every time I listen to him speak, I like what he says. He's very honest in his assessment of games. And they worked hard, as you'd expect, against Manchester United. Maybe had to ride the luck at times. United going through and having opportunities that maybe they missed. They were looking to hit on the counter. A brilliant result against Liverpool. But that's the thing. It's OK saying, well, performances were good and we were competitive, but it is the points that they need. But I think the fact that they are in games is a huge plus for him and the way that he's got his team playing.
In a word, are they the best place of the promoted 3 to stay up?
At the moment, yes.
Danny?
Yeah, because they're third from bottom.
Thank you very much for that razor-sharp analysis.